possible. Because after him sit there and shows about because paid sold out big time. And then he goes up to the middle of the field. What do you do? He goes, "Oh, Papa John, Mr. Pizza, Mr. Papa John," gives him a big old hug and a kiss. I mean, seriously, the guy was hawking pizzas like shamelessly. You just cardboard pizza, just get your shit pizza, America. Take it, eat it. And then did you see this person? I guess her name is S.E. Cup from CNN. I was watching this earlier. I don't think I'm gonna watch the video, but she says, "I'm S.E. Cup, and I'm." Plug BBM. Everybody get over to Bayzed. Let's do this again. Bayzed Gospel. Make sure that you like and subscribe. You saw him right here on Crucible. He paid the toll. We probably would have plugged him anyway, but it sure was nice that he did pay the toll, right? We appreciate that. Bayzed Gospel. You the man. And we'll get those links up for you. Clear cut, you know. Obviously, one of their little number games, their little game matria that they like. They love their game matria so much. And yeah, so here we go. And I had this really good video earlier of Bill Gates, and I X'd out of it, and I'm serious, I cannot find it. But I'll see if I can find that, but I'm not even gonna try to find it.
All right. Let's go ahead and start the show here. I'll go ahead and hit that music. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope it's good. Let's see what we got tonight. Some good stuff, a little bit, you know how it is. Same stuff every day, same agenda. But I do find it weird that right now it's almost like there's too much good news, to the point where I'm skeptical. What is their play here? Why did it take all these years and then now the Northeast is getting good gun laws, and then supposedly, I haven't really looked into that much, so correct me if I'm wrong, but sounds to me like, Philadelphia is now allowing citizens to actually carry and stuff like that. And then we've got the Roe v. Wade thing, which is obviously that's great news. That's the best news of the week. Is absolutely wonderful. But at the same time, are they pushing? What are they pushing with it? What's the angle here? So let's go ahead and let's look at the stuff for today. Check this out. We got Jane's Revenge plans Roe v. Wade reveal, night of rage, carrying that anger out into the world, expressing it physically. Y'all remember Klaus Schwab? We are going to live in an angrier world. A world where you will beg for your technocratic experts. Y'all remember that? The angrier world? Oh, man. Jane's Revenge. And, it's so crazy that they would name this is how you know it's manufactured. Total nonsense. Jane Roe, one, not even her name. Two, she was pro-life at the end of her life. But I also know that American mainstream storylines are always twisted. There's always more to it than even on face value, Obviously, Jane Roe did not even kill her baby, and her name wasn't even Jane Roe. It was freaking Norma McCorvey. Let's see if I still have that video pulled up. I had a freaking, yeah, let's watch this real quick. I had seen this forever ago. It's good to refresh on things like this, remind yourself about the nonsense here. So let's give this a listen.
Jane Roe's story was a terrible one. She said she had been gang raped, gotten pregnant, was desperate to get an abortion. That's what everyone believed as long as Jane Roe remained anonymous. When she went public, she told a different story.
You were raped while you were in Georgia?
No, it wasn't.
You were not?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, so all those stories that are in the books and so forth are not true?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They're not true.
Right. And
I mean, there you go. Your totally manufactured mainline history that you get all the time. Everything. Is there any mainstream thing that you learn about in high school that doesn't have a freaking SJW agenda attached to it? Civil War, freaking Roe v. Wade, Martin Luther King, all this shit. They give you all this same stuff. All right, let's see the rest of this.
turned out that lying wasn't the only embarrassment this darling of the pro-choice forces presented. In her personal treatise published last year, Norma McCorvey told the story of her somewhat sordid life. Then she still adamantly supported abortion. Now she adds that to the list of sins she took with her into the baptismal pool. I've cheated people out of money. I've sold drugs. I was an abusive alcoholic for, many years. I've done a lot against his teachings. That I think the far greater sin that I did was to be the plaintiff in Roe versus Wade.
There you go. I mean, they don't tell you that part, growing up. You never hear about, oh, yeah, by the way, she didn't support that anymore, like really quick, And she was basically, you could tell she's just some lady they probably tricked into doing this. They probably blackmailed her or something. I mean, I don't know, but there's a lot of articles out there. I don't think I have them up anymore, but they slander her like, oh, she took all this money from the pro-life movement. It's like, no, I'm sure she got something in return for that major court case, being, standing in and saying, oh, yeah, come on, it's ridiculous. All right, now this is the real news for tonight, though. This is the real story we are trying to see. I know everybody is looking forward to this. Look, we got leaked Secret Service footage, audio of Biden losing control on stage. All right, let's watch this together.
Eagle is in position and ready for his speech. We aren't sure how he'll react to the lady on stage. Stand by. All units, the Eagle appears to be leaning in right now. What is he doing? Oh, God, he sniffed her. This is not a drill. The Eagle is sniffing. Oh, dear Lord. Secret Service team, the Eagle is in some sort of trance or euphoria from that sniff. Send in an agent or the Easter Bunny to snap him out of it. Agent Fox, ask the Eagle if he's going to have another sniff attack. Okay, he's waving us off. It appears the situation is under control. Stand down.
Oh, yeah, that was nothing. Yeah, so tonight I'm just sort of free forming it. We got a few other stories, but that's the big thing this week. Everybody already knows about that stuff. I was watching the debate earlier on the Crucible, actually, about the pro-life versus pro-choice and all that stuff. And it's crazy how the pro-choicers, every single one of them has a different week that it becomes okay. Like, 18 weeks is okay. And you're like, well, what about 19 weeks? They're like, oh, well, every single one of them, it's a different date. It could be 24 weeks. A lot of them have this 24-week thing. And then you got the people who are like, okay, we get the first 3 days. And then there's some people say the first 36 hours. It's like, so when does it start for y'all? I mean, the science says it's right away. And that's, I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. And they're like, oh, well, they don't even have memories or anything like that. Well, I don't even remember the first year and a half of my life. Might as well just dump me off of the Golden Gate Bridge or something. I mean, I wouldn't have even remembered it. It's crazy. Absolute insanity. All right, what do we got here? Oh, hey, yeah, this is, I mean, are you ready for this? I'm so excited about what's coming. Things are getting so good. You know, we got our trash cans, our sexy trash cans now. Let's read this one together. Talk dirty to me. Rubbish bins groan in pleasure and make sexually suggestive comments when trash is inserted in new Swedish initiative. They're trying to stop littering out here in Sweden, right? Who cares about the open borders and the sexual crimes and that kind of thing? Let's just focus on the garbage cans here. This is what we really need. Let's read this. Rubbish bins in Sweden have started groaning in pleasure and making sexually suggestive comments when trash is inserted as part of a new initiative to prevent littering. Footage shows the bins say, "Thank you. Ah, that was crazy nice. Oh, right there, yes. And more." Seductively in Swedish, as the opening is swung back and forth, 18 high-tech bins were installed in Malmo in 2017 with 2 able to talk. So 2 of them talk, and then the other, 16 just groan? I mean, what makes the other ones high-tech? During the pandemics, the bins thanked residents for steering clear. Wow, you gotta love it. Now, city authorities have added both a female and a male voice. Oh, yeah. It's like Randy Marsh on freaking South Park when he's watching the Food Network. Oh, fuck yeah. Now, city authorities have added both a female and a male voice to the bins, so depositors have a chance. Depositors have a chance of hearing a seductive comment after throwing away their trash. I mean, can you believe this? You'll love it. It's a way of life. If you wish, we may have a groovy orgy. Just me and you. All right, let's take a look here. Let's watch this. Here comes the ad. You already know it. I'm going to turn it down. I know an ad's about to play. At least I hope. I mean, come on. What's with this? Well, there you go. You leave a page. These mainstream websites aren't even good. They're filled with ads. I mean, it really shows that nobody watches them. I mean, if you go to a regular website, they might have one ad. These things are bogged down with freaking ads. You gotta refresh the screen and everything. Let's watch this. There we go. This time it should work. It's crazy. All right. Whatever. I'll come back to it, but let's read what they have to say. Oh, I think it's gonna work now.
Så tillbaka och gör det där igen. Tack. Lite mer till vänster nästa gång. Det där var galet skönt. Mer. Kom snart tillbaka och gör det där igen. Tack.
You'll love it. It's a way of life. Does that mean maybe later you will prove me? If you wish, we may have a groovy orgy. Just me and you. I share this apartment with a modified gay Bob doll. He goes all the way. Have you ever received pleasure from a miniaturized Homo replica? No. Uh, Not yet. Uh, is this him? This is him. He wants to love you always. Really? Okay, that's enough of that. Y'all know that song? Okay, if you don't know that song, seriously, you gotta look up Cyborg by Frank Zappa. Cyborg. You know, I always thought that song was satire. I never thought I would live in a world where we live in Cyborg. We literally live in Cyborg, Joe's Garage. I mean, it's actually Joe's Garage, which is an amazing concept album. I actually want to do a whole coverage of Joe's Garage. I've wanted to do that for years, but now that I got a channel, I think I'm gonna really do a deep dive because I think that's one of the best. You know, people always talk about dystopian literature and various other things, but Joe's Garage, I mean, it's a dystopian musical, but it's not an acting. It's all within a band. It's just one cohesive storyline, and each song individually seems absurd, but the big picture of that album is absolutely genius. I mean, you got Joe, who's in a garage. He wants to be in a band. He starts, jamming out and really like I just want to be in a band, I can relate to that. I'm in a band, you know, and you think, well, I'm just going to shred out and do this cool music. Well, that's not how it works. All right. You find out everybody who's well known is making the 666 symbolism and the selling out and all that stuff. And, but in this story, he's in a garage. It starts out, and then he's in his like weird heretical church camp thing. And then he ends up leaving that and then joining a cult, which is just like, wow, that's just really how life works in America. I mean, you grow up in some goofy, you know, Pentecostal or something, like some sort of cult, and then you end up becoming some other thing, and then hopefully at the end of that, you finally convert and go to orthodoxy. But you go through all these stupid things in America, and but it's a really good story. I mean, seriously, I want to do a deep dive into it. Maybe I'll just talk about it now. Why not? I mean, it's not a bad time. I'm just gonna pull out this record so I can see the song names real quick. Let me go through them. But I mean, seriously, starts out, does that, and then goes through, ends up, yeah. What do you got? You got Joe's Garage, yeah. Then he starts his band, and then they got a song about groupies called Crew Slut, you know. And then it just keeps going on, and gets a girlfriend. She gives him an STD. She really messes his mind up. It really all fits in the album, and then the best half of the album is really the second half. The first half is the funniest, but the second half is just gold. That's where it gets really good. You got Cyborg, Stick It Out. These are really good songs about technocracy. They're really about technocracy. It's a dystopian storyline of where he lives in a world where music is made illegal, and he ends up, basically getting arrested and going through a re-education camp, and then getting a job in a factory. And but when he gets out of jail, he has one final thought, and there's really two. The first one's kind of a screw you to the establishment with Packard Goose, and he really sticks it to all the people who are trying to suppress the music and all that. And then after that, he realizes that he can't win the battle. It's not going to be won. And so he imagines his final guitar solo, which is what you get in Watermelon and Easter Hay. And it'll have you in tears. I mean, really, after listening to the whole album in context, not just by itself. You need to listen to the story, you need to understand the story, then you get to that. It's a really sad scene, and then of course it closes with a really goofy show tune, which really actually makes it even more sad because I show tunes to me when you get to the end of a movie and there's like the good song, it's kind of like not that musicals usually have good songs, but I was a theater nerd when I was a kid, so I've got a soft spot for it a little bit. But you get into the sorry, I'm putting that back, but you get to that show tune at the end, and you realize it's over, and so when you would sing that song at the end of a play, you look around at all the people on your cast and everything, you realize you're never going to be together as a group again. You might act with some of them again down the road or some other ones down the road, but you're never going to have that exact crew together ever again. And so when that final show tune goes off, it always brings extra sadness to me. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, there you go. There's your talking dirty freaking garbage bins. And, two of them sound like moaning women and 16 of them, I guess, sound like, groaning men. So cool. In other news, I guess here we got Elon Musk, one of his many kids, And I just found out Elon got married like 3 times, but to 2 different women. Or no, I guess he's been married 4 times, and he's been married to 3 different women. That's it. So I mean, one of them, they divorced and they got together like right away. It's just like, really? What is this? I mean, people think that Elon Musk is a genius. I'm sorry, but he acts like a child. I mean, he smokes doobies on Joe Rogan. Just I'm gonna smoke up a doober. I'm the head of a space traveling agency, and it I'm just gonna smoke a doobie on now, like the biggest podcast in the world. Like that's not how a professional would act. I mean, my own boss or myself, if I went on Joe Rogan, would not spark up a doober. I'm representing something. I would not just spark up a doobie, but this guy does, and people go, "Oh, that's cool. It's because he's the cool guy." No, he's actually childish. He got a divorce and then remarried the same woman like 6 months later. Like, who? I'm sorry, who does that? That is clearly y'all were probably fighting about something, nothing. But here we go. Elon Musk's son, Xavier, 18 years old, files petition to change their gender to become a woman named Vivian Jenna Wilson, and says it's because I no longer want to live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. Wow. He doesn't want to live with, or he doesn't want to be related. Just because you change your gender, in a trans sense, you're still related to that person, I don't, I'm sorry to break it to you, but the best thing you could have done was just stop talking to him. But obviously in these billionaire families, we got lots of abuse. We got a lot of trauma-based mind control. We even have that on a lower level. It goes way down to much lower levels. It does not just, it's not just for the elites, This is going on, probably in your own neighborhood. People are being trauma-based mind control, either through the media or through their actual families themselves. And, it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. So here we go. Yeah, Elon Musk's 18-year-old son has filed court documents seeking to legally change their gender from male to female and lose their last name, stating, I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way. So yeah, Santa Monica, California. It says they don't know if he still takes money from him. Well, I hope he cut him off. Say no money from you. But come on, dude. That's not what's happening. So there he is, one of those two right there. Now I guess he's Jillian. What's the name? Vivian. I mixed the names. Vivian Jenna Wilson. Wow, I mixed all 3 of those names to make Jillian. We're just gonna call Elon's son Jillian. All right, that's Jillian Musk. Oh, wow. And you know he's raising his other kids, not even with human names. You know, can't even pronounce the name. It's not even English or whatever. And they've got this non-story here saying China's worried that Teslas will be sent in by the West to spy on the country. Yeah, right. Like the West isn't totally in bed with China. Give me a break. What's the West going to do about it? Send in their freaking gay navy? Here we go. Here we go on perfect command. Here we go. This is what they're now showing our Navy men. All right. You remember the old expression, oh, he really curses like a sailor. Well, this is your new, this is what they want from our Navy guys now. Look at this. This is this guy. See, does he look brilliant to you? I'm sorry, to me, he looks like a Mongoloid. And I'm not saying that to be mean. He is a Mongoloid. Wait till you hear what he has to say. He's like a soy boy. And then he's got this weird woman that's like an SJW with him. And I really think that if she really opened up, oh, I guarantee you, she's an intense demonic like witch or something. I mean, but she acts like this little shell of a human being. All right, here we go. We got the Navy is training its members to create a safe space by proper gender pronouns in a new instructional video modeled after a children's show. The official training video is meant to emphasize the importance of using correct pronouns as well as polite etiquette. When you may not be sure of someone's pronouns, according to the Navy, which late last month published a video online. The Defense Visual Information Distribution Service touts the video as an official U.S. Navy video posted by the Air Force Staff Sergeant John Vannucci. The video is the latest bid by the military to foster a more sensitive environment for its members and staff. The Army mandates similar gender identity training and trains officers on when to offer subordinates gender transition surgery. The Washington Free Beacon reported in March. See, I read that wrong. Who cares? The programs are part of a larger push by the Biden administration to make the military more welcoming to transgender. That's exactly what we need. We need guys who are unsure on their gender on the front lines. Of course, we all know the military is just used as a tool to do whatever the bidding of the government. I mean, there's no reason with the United States military that the United States should ever really be in a serious, crisis on the state lines, if you will. That should never happen. I mean, that's absolutely insane, totally ridiculous. But that is whatever, that's what you get from your new world order. You don't get a real military, and I don't think we've really gotten a real military for a long time. I think the 1900s was like a big social engineering thing. You see with each war there's kind of a different agenda at hand, but in all the major ones, from the world wars to Vietnam, Afghanistan, all that stuff, I mean, every single time it's just like things get worse after the war. It's not like they defeat an enemy that's trying to invade or something. It's overseas nonsense. I mean, we all know this. It's just ridiculous. The video is the latest bid by the military to foster a more sensitive environment for its members and staff. The Army mandates similar gender identity training and trains officers on when to offer subordinates gender transition surgery. Oh, you might need a sex change. The Washington Free Beacon reported in March. I already read that. These programs are part of a larger push by the Biden administration to make the military more welcoming to trans people. All right. The nearly 4-minute Navy video emphasizes how members can create a safe space for their colleagues by using inclusive language that signals they are allies who accept everybody. Accept everybody. Yeah, that sounds like something a freaking criminal would tell you. Accept everybody. Everyone. No matter what. Service members must take these steps to ensure they do not misgender somebody. Don't you dare. Can you imagine misgendering somebody? I mean, the gall. Makes me sick. The Navy also warned staff against pressuring an individual to disclose his or her gender pronouns. You don't have to tell us. Saying that the colleagues may still be in the process of discovery. and not yet ready to provide this information. Not ready yet. And you know, when I read this earlier, I read the guy's name is Joni. All right, this guy, this is Joni right here. You know, he talked about John boys. This is Joan boy right here. All right, let's listen to what Joni has to say here.
Pronouns. Hi, my name is Johnny and I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, and I'm Conchi, and I use she, her pronouns.
And we're here to talk about pronouns.
What is a pronoun? A pronoun is how we identify ourselves apart from our name, and it's also how people refer to us in conversations.
Using the right pronouns is a really simple way to affirm someone's identity. It is a signal of acceptance and respect.
If it's a signal of acceptance and respect, how do we go about creating a safe space for everybody?
That's a good question. A really good way to do that is to use inclusive language. Instead of saying something like, hey guys, you can say, hey everyone, or hey team.
Yeah, and now that you say that, another way that we could show that we're allies and that we accept everybody is to maybe include our pronouns in our emails, or like we just did, introduce ourselves using our pronouns.
But what would I do if I misgender someone?
I think the first thing to recognize is that it's not the end of the world. You correct yourself and move on, or you accept the correction and move on.
By the way, just a reminder, this is the United States Navy. All right. The Navy. This is the military. This is not just some freaking, you know, TikTokers. All right. These two right here. This is the face of our military. I mean, do you think that this country is safe right now? Do you think it's safe to be here? And if one of these other countries really wanted to, what are these two going to do about it? And I know there's still guys in the military that are good, but I'm telling you, their morale is low. I mean, everybody I've talked to, they've got no freaking morale. And that's just basic strategy 101. If you read any military, I mean, you can't have low morale. I mean, maybe there's some sort of strategy where that's good. I don't think this one looks very good, but let's take a look.
The most important thing I can tell you is do not put the burden of making you feel good about your mistake on the person that you just misgendered.
Oh, thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, and another tip for you to remember their pronoun next time, it's in your mind. Kind of
what is it we're talking about? Oh yeah, their pronouns. Don't forget.
Through a progression of 3 good things about the person using their pronouns. So let's say the person chooses to use they, then you will in your mind go, they have a nice shirt. They have a nice smile. They are really smart. So that kind of sticks in your brain.
That is so helpful.
Can you hear that music? That is just the most cringy thing I've ever heard in my life. That is so helpful. And I'm sorry, but this guy, how did they? I really do wonder sometimes. I'm not trying to be mean, but I do think that some of these people are just like bred to just be little like pawns. I mean, you know, we knew that the Soviets, I mean, the Americans used to say all the time, oh, the Soviets are breeding people for specific things. Like, I wouldn't put that past here in globalist America. I mean, why wouldn't they do that? You know, like just breed people to do things. Like Kevin Durant, like let's make his arms 8 feet long. Like, you know, he'll be a basketball player, you know, but this guy, he'll just be we'll just make like, you know, 150,000 dummies that just do everything. Like these people just look like shells, you know, what are they doing? I mean, this is weird. This is really weird. I can't imagine can you imagine being in the military and fighting for, you know, the country? Like, I mean, you believe that anyways. And then you get into your first day in boot camp, you know, you've been working out all summer trying to get jacked. I mean, I have friends that joined the military and it's like the last summer before they went, it was like they were doing intense training and trying to like get prepped for boot camp so they didn't get their ass handed to them, you know, like really, you know, now it's like, what do they do now? I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, I can't imagine. You probably have to get another round of, you know what's put in your body every single time you freaking like, even you could probably show them paperwork and they probably say that's not good enough. You know, I know for a fact that the hospitals and the nursing school system does that. Oh, well, we lost your paperwork. You have to go get another flu shot. Okay. I mean, that's insanity. That's crazy. I mean, oh my gosh. But yeah, let me look at this guy. Look at their shirts. I mean, he's got the stupid rainbow shirt on it. And then she's got the transgender. I wonder what her shirt actually says. I'd like to know. But this is how and this is not like a conservative website. This is the actual site saying like, look, this is what the Navy does. Like, they're just trying to bring you the facts. Like, they're not telling you, hey, like, they're not making any claims on it. But look at this. This is what progressives think the world should be. I mean, they're so clueless. They're so childish that this is what it's degraded to. And they just sit there and keep telling you on, even the intellectual ones, it's like, no, y'all are ignoring everything around you. This is our Navy. These people control our battleships. All right, right here.
I want to know, what would I do if I want to know someone's gender identity or pronouns?
The most important thing is do not pressure anybody into giving you their pronouns. Some people may be going through the process of discovery and they are not ready yet to tell you what their pronouns are, and that's okay.
So I should just lead with my pronouns and they may follow or not. And if they don't, then I can just continue to use gender neutral language.
Yes.
Well, with a name like Joni, yes, you should actually lead off with your pronouns. So thank you. Thank you for that, Joni. Thank you.
Exactly. Just to share something with you that happened the other day at a cookout I was at, we were talking about pronouns and somebody was disagreeing with how different people see themselves as different pronouns. And the argument was, if you look like a female, then it's she, her, because that's what's normal. And if you make me call you something else, then you're infringing on my rights. And I was really taken aback by the comment, and I really wasn't sure how to respond. And the only thing I
was really taken back by the comment. I mean, it's like, wait, you're about to ship people off to war, okay? They're going to go in submarines. They're going to be miles deep in the ocean. And you're talking about the cookout I went to last Sunday was good, but this guy was saying that, he didn't want to, or I should say this person was saying that they didn't want, I think that's what she actually said. I think she was like, they didn't, like she wouldn't even call him a he, because we know it was a guy, some freaking Bayzed dude, just like, he probably brought all the meat, he probably, like, the cookout was thanks to him. He probably brought the meat, and they were probably all, planning on plant-based, but yeah, they're probably feeding them plant-based now. It's not going to be long until your military, like when you go into the mess hall, the mess hall or whatever, and they're freaking, chowing down, it's going to be like wonder food, it's probably already that. I'd imagine it's not very good. They probably treat them to like steaks or something on Friday or something, but that's going to be kind of the draw in the future is join the military. You get steaks on Friday. I guarantee that they're going to pull some stupid shit like that. Like, I want a steak. But yeah, let's finish this. Can you believe these people though? For real. This is your Navy.
really think quickly to say was, it's not about you at all. And it's mostly and ultimately about respect.
It is about respect. That's an important point to make. And I think you did the right thing. I think it's important to keep it short and simple. What I would have said to help them understand better is to talk about mispronouncing names. For example, my name is Johnny, spelled Jony. And it's normal for someone to pronounce my name like Joni. But if I were to tell you over and over again, my name is Johnny, and you insist on mispronouncing my name, I would feel disrespected by you. Some name.
I wonder if his parents spelled it like that originally, or if he just did that to be a dick. You know, I wouldn't put it past these people to do something like that.
Are very difficult to pronounce, but do you know what is very easy to pronounce? She, he, they.
Oh my gosh. There you go. Knave speaks. Yeah, the Washington Free Beacon. It's very interesting, right? It's very interesting. I mean, I wonder what they've got on the Biden administration, right? The first thing here, wow, they actually might have some decent articles in here. CNN Zoom masturbator who tried to bribe mistress to get abortion laments demise of Roe v. Wade. Well, you know what? If you're you're famous for being, you're called the CNN Zoom masturbator. Oh, let's watch this a little bit real quick. I actually got to answer some texts. I have never seen this, so hopefully it's good. So this is, I guess, the guy who's probably whacking it and had a Zoom meeting open. It's very, very. Oh man, that's hilarious. Let's see this here.
Jeffrey, put into context how consequential this is. Today is the moment, right now, when we are going to learn the fate of constitutional abortion rights in America. The right to, a woman's right to choose abortion was up to her until the moment of, they reaffirmed that many times, including in 1992 in a case that year. The only parallel I can think of in terms of a right being taken away from Americans is not a Supreme Court opinion, but a constitutional amendment, prohibition. Jeffrey Toobin still with us here.
Wow. Well, not gonna lie to you, I didn't even watch that and didn't even hear that. I kind of checked out. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's see. The Supreme Court on Friday announced its decision to overturn Roe v. Wade and eliminate the constitutional right to abortion. Wow, the constitutional right, apparently. It's really weird. I've been watching these pro-life, pro-choice debates, and just, I mean, I've been pro-life for a long time. I mean, I became pro-life before I even became a Christian. It was just, it was just so obvious that couldn't. It's just too much, you know. It really, I was a liberal, atheist, like Buddhist kind of type, you know, psychedelic, you know, weirdo, you know, and I was still pro-life at that time because it's just so you can't remain consistent with anything else because they just, like I said earlier, they all have different, you know, oh, well, at 4 weeks, 14 weeks, 24 weeks, they all have different, there's no, it's like, what about 24 weeks in one day? You know, what is these, it's just crazy. It's terrible arguments. They have absolutely nothing at all in their camp. I mean, they have no justification for morality, and they still want to try to say, well, this is good. This is good. It's like, well, what does good mean? Okay, you have to justify what is good in your worldview. Man, I thought this guy got busted, right? What's his name? This website is the hottest of garbage there. You know, I do wonder though who that CNN, you know, Zoom masturbator is. Sorry to be crass. Sorry to be crass. But for real, who is he? I need to know his name. So I'm looking it up. He's not canceled after all. You know, they're trying to Oh my gosh, this guy was on freaking Zoom and got, that's just, what's his name? Jeffrey Tubin. Oh, he was tubing all right. He was giving you, hey, come check out my stream, man. Y'all like my stream the other night? Oh my gosh. On Thursday, Tubin appeared on CNN Newsroom and spoke openly about the infamous Zoom Wiener incident, which took place last October and was first reported by Vice News. During a break in an election simulation, I'm sure they simulate these things and plan out how they're going to steal these things. With several star New Yorker colleagues over Zoom, Tubin accidentally filmed himself doing you know what. The New Yorker subsequently fired Tubin, while CNN, which employed Tubin as its chief legal analyst, put him on leave. Wow. Well, you know, it's CNN, so I'm not surprised that's very tame for their press. You know, they let these kind of stories get out because the real stories are so bad. Like these were like, because they know that normal people are going to hear that and go, wow, can you believe that? Like, can you believe that they would do that? But hey, Frank, you better cool it, dude. Sorry, neighbor walked by. Frank said he's not having it. He's not having it today. He really is pissed. But yeah, rage, despair, tears fill streets across the nation as thousands protest Roe reversal. Anger and dismay erupted first outside the Supreme Court and quickly spread throughout the country. Let's watch this. And here we've got in the commercial, we've got Rashida Jones. You know, y'all remember during the pandemic when she did her show with Bill Gates? It's just really cringy, you know. They just pieced her. I'm like, Rashida Jones, she's a very unlikable actress, you know. Think about everything she's in, she's just kind of not like a likable character, you know, like what is it? I Love You, Man. You know, she's just kind of like I don't know, she's kind of bitchy, you know. And then you've got Parks and Rec. You know, once again, totally forgettable character. I can't even remember what her name is in that show. And then what else? I guess the Bill Gates show. That's the only other one we've got with her. So yeah. So here's your Rashida
From
Jones.
good thing she bought extra, Rashida.
This one's a goner.
To always needs to end on a zero, Rashida.
Okay, you totally distracted me. That's not fair.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm gonna cut out before you hear the ad for the listening audience here. I can't deal with it. What? This isn't even the video I clicked on. You know, these freaking, I'm telling you, these websites are just the biggest garbage ever. Absolute garbage. All right, here we go. Finally. Okay, and then I've got to watch another ad. They're so riddled with ads. You can't even get to what you're trying to do with them. I mean, it's clear nobody watches them. It's basically just a bunch of people who are trying to break down media narratives. They're the only people that watch me.
Leave you with what Americans were saying today as the course of the country was rewritten by the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has now overturned Roe v. Wade.
I feel betrayed and I feel lost. I feel like I'm 19 years old. I've had my first year of college. I shouldn't be worried about my rights being taken away from me. And it hurts that I have little hope for the future.
I've had people in my family have abortions, and they have felt the regret years and years down the line. If Roe v. Wade wouldn't have been legal inside of the United States, I would have family members that I don't have today.
It's shocking. This is something that women should have a right to. I just don't. I can't.
I mean, I just can't. I mean, it's shocking. I mean, I just can't. I mean, this is what, and I actually feel bad because seriously, if you would have come up and interviewed me at 19 while I was just like standing on the side of the road, back in the day, like probably high on drugs or something, just ask me some question. I mean, I'd have looked like a dumbass, a total dumbass. So yeah, I'm not really these kids. I mean, I do feel sorry for them. I do hope that they repent. But honestly, they're so young. Like that's a common, just stupid little trap to fall into. It's when they start to get older, and you're like, wow, like this is like you're like continually like I've known actually multiple people that were even more into liberalism than I was. I wasn't really into liberal politics. I guess I was always kind of politically conservative, but like just liberal in general, But I've known multiple people now that were just hardcore, open border advocates that have totally backtracked in recent years. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's finish this real quick.
Every child deserves life. Human rights start at conception and end at natural death. And that is what I'm going to fight for till the day that I die.
This is the first time the Supreme Court has ever granted a constitutional right, which it did so when Roe was decided in 1970.
Oh my gosh, the tape over the mouth, second-class citizen. Like, what about the baby? I think that's the second-class citizen. It's not you, okay? And they always make these arguments. I didn't realize, because I haven't listened to debates in this sphere, but the past few days I've been kind of, with all this, I've been watching some old debates, and it really is crazy. Their arguments, all they want to talk about is the 0.01% of fringe abortion cases. They will never talk about the open Satanists that literally admit that they've had 12, 13 abortions and stuff. I mean, this is really happening. That's a real thing. They want to talk about all the fringe stuff. There is actually a culture surrounding it. There really is. And then there's also the other people that get one and regret it for the rest of their life. So it's really serious. It's not funny at all. And their arguments are always like just insane, just absolute filth arguments. It's always more government will help. We can just throw government spending at it. We can teach kids about it. It's like, no, I think we talked about that in the last stream, right? With how my sex ed teacher was the coach who couldn't teach anything else. That's who teaches your sex ed. That's who gives you your garbage, like they claim, oh, if we just throw state funding at it, it's like, no, this is in the home. People need to know this. That's why you have to have a strong family union. You can't just have absolute chaos, It's stupid. All right, here we go. Once again.
1983, and then took it away, a popular right that was widely recognized.
Well, it goes on to that next video, which is the person who was swimming. Right? I don't even think I was sharing that. I wasn't sharing the screen. Whatever. That's okay. You heard it. Trust me, you weren't missing much. Just mainstream media. Absolute garbage. And I have been wondering, why is it that as of lately, there's all these just conservative stories kind of popping up, and I'm not saying that I'm not happy about it, because I am happy about it. And I wonder, because I have heard multiple mixed reviews. There's people out there who are saying, these Supreme Court justices have just been buying their time, and now they've got a good opportunity and they can do it. But then I also wonder, are they just trying to get that 2020 division narrative? Because it's all beginning of the year, it was just endless, mass events, if you know what I'm saying. And right after that, you get your new laws in the Northeast, and then you get this with Roe v. Wade, which like I said, I'm not complaining about it. I'm very happy about it, even if it means there's going to be division in the country. I think it's great. I don't care about that. But, I just have to wonder what's their narrative here. If they're even involved, maybe it is just a good thing. Maybe we're actually, making some ground here. I do think it's possible. I actually do. I don't think this is like I don't think this New World Order has complete power over things. I really don't. I mean, they can do some stuff, but if they were gonna really destroy it all, they'd have done it by now. I mean, so they could have done it 50 times over by now. So why haven't they done it? And they're always trying to get you scared, always got you on the edge of your seat. Oh, well, next it's this, next it's this. And they do roll those things out, but here we are, and we're still talking about it. I thought it was all over back in 2016. You remember back then it was all about how we were going to go have war with Russia, and now they're bringing that narrative back again, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to go fight Russians. There's no way. That's total insanity. But I mean, maybe we can send our gay Navy over there, and they can do like a dance number on the deck, and the Russians will surrender. But all right, here's the next story. I'm just rambling here, it's a chill Monday night stream. We're just trying to get something going, covering the stories. My friend sent me a bunch of crazy little stories here, and some of them are pretty funny, I guess this is kind of good news. We got Leah Thomas and other transgender athletes are banned by World Swimming's governing body, FINA, from competing against women. Separate open category will be set up. Okay, so there's going to be a transgender category. I mean, now it's getting very ESPN 8, the Ocho. Oh, what you watching? Oh, I was the other night on the Ocho, I was watching transgender swimming. Next, it'll be like midget diving and stuff like that. It's just crazy. And actually, I shouldn't slam the I don't even know what to call them. I feel like little people is offensive, but just the tiny folks, the dwarves, I mean, they're actually, I don't want to slam the dwarves. I think the dwarves are cool, actually. But, and you know what? I actually feel bad for the transgender people, but the ones that do this stuff and they go out and freaking battle against the women in the sports, that's just weird. That's a really weird, you're a head case. You're just totally, to feel good about yourself after beating a bunch of women, and yes, he doesn't win every single time, even. These girls beat him sometimes. So it's not just like, oh, he's such a great swimmer, but still, he goes out and wins. And he's like bigger than me. So I don't want to hear any, that's a sheep stuff. All right. That's not a sheep. It's like a 6'3" elongated swimmer bod freaking man. All right. Who's been taking estrogen or something. But yeah, they're banning her, and they're banning some other ones. And they said, this is the really messed up part about it, that you think it's good news, and then you read this. The International Sports Federation for Swimming announced on Sunday that it is changing its policies so that transgender women can only compete in the organization's races if they've completed their transition by the age of 12. Oh, so this isn't good news, right? This is actually, no, you're allowed to compete, but you've got to do it even younger. Okay. So if you want to compete against, well, so what they're going to say to the confused kids, they're going to say, well, I know you want to compete. I know it's been your dream to be in the WNBA. You're going to need to change now, while you're 8 years old, before you're 12, before 12. That is just insanity. That is craziness. Yeah. Let's see what else I got here. This was another good story. We've got the Google worker fired for blowing the whistle on quote unquote spiritual organization within the company that's been accused of trafficking in a dirty way. All right. We've got Google fired one of its employees for blowing the whistle on a doomsday cult like spiritual organization. Okay, doomsday cult like spiritual organization within the company. The employee, Kevin Lloyd, a video producer who worked in the Google developer studio, is now suing the tech giant, claiming he was unfairly fired in retaliation after he raised alarm about the religious group. All right, Kevin Lloyd, I hear. Check this out. Wait. Lloyd warns the group, called the Fellowship of Friends, has increasingly gained power at the company by hiring members of its cult-like organization to fill key positions. Well, this is how cults work, you know. This is why certain regions of the country have certain cults more than others, and then other ones have different cults. They even planned out a lot of these cults in Southern California and sending them around all over, in all sorts of the religious groups. You know, America is, it's like cult land. It's a really, I wonder if the other countries have as many cults as us. I mean, probably some, but what can you do? The group, which has approximately 1,500 members internationally, also believes enlightenment is attained by embracing arts, including ballet, painting, opera, and wine. And you know, they love the arts. They love to go in there and make the arts just really lame and terrible. But man, it's kind of interesting. I thought we got a little cult action coming out. Big news. Yeah, you can't look away, this guy says. You can't look away and deny it, reject it. They have a long history of trafficking. We've got, in November 2021, investigative reporter Jennings Brown compared the Fellowship of Friends to the sex cult, I think that was called Nexium, but it looks like, you know, NXIVM. So I don't know. I've heard about that. I don't know much about it, but I know it's tied in with all the dirty networks that we've got in our country. We've got so many missing kids. You know, when I lived in Missouri, you'd go to the Walmart and there would be a whole board at the front covered in missing kids. And you would talk to people there, they would say, yeah, don't ever let your kids around strangers. They would tell their kids, don't ever go like anywhere like that you can't, you know, until they're like over the age of 12, basically. They're like, hey, you gotta be very careful because there's a lot of missing kids there in the Ozarks. It's actually crazy. And I'm sure that they do a lot of their rituals in the Ozarks and Arkansas. I mean, you've got the Clintons in Arkansas, and you've got all the, you know, Italian, you know, ties to hot springs or whatever. And not just the Italians, but the New World Order ties to the hot springs there. So, I mean, who knows? But they told me about these sex rituals where the leader would attempt to have sex with 100 followers in a day. He called them love fests, Brown told the New York Post. One of the most horrifying things I heard was the rule about abortions. I very much got the sense that women were second or third class citizens. I think a lot of them came because their husbands or boyfriends were interested in spiritual awakening. More from the Post. In 1996, a lawsuit was filed by former member Troy Busby. Wait, is that the guy who ran in Houston? I don't think so, but we had a Busby. No. I think it was like Bixby or something. I don't know. I think it was Tony. No. Who alleged Burton sexually exploited him. Okay, sorry, I lost myself there. Troy Busby, who alleged Burton sexually exploited him when he was 17. According to Brown's reporting in the mid-1990s, Burton sexually assaulted Troy's father, Richard Busby. Says Brown in the podcast. Richard then told friends and his family about the abuse and found many others who alleged similar experiences, including, to his horror, his own son. Richard included this in a letter he sent out to the other fellowship members that warned them. He wrote, "The greatest shock came from my son, Troy, who told me that Robert had been actively pursuing him for sex from the time he entered the school at age 17. Yeah, so these people are perverts, you know. Google, the people that run your media, even the internet. I mean, you remember when YouTube was good? No, I'm kidding. YouTube's amazing. I don't want you to know. YouTube's awesome. But do y'all remember? I mean, that was crazy. You could just type in anything and just freaking watch it on YouTube. Nowadays, you can't type in anything. You could type in the actual title of a video and it won't come up. Even if it's like a really unique title, it won't come up. Especially if it's deep in somebody's work, somebody who's made 1,000 videos or something, which you should be able to search that. You can Google anything really. It's crazy. But yeah, back to this Jane's Revenge thing. You know, I've been wondering, what is Jane's Revenge? Like, why would they call their group Jane's Revenge? I know that that's Jane Roe, but this is wild. I got to see if they've got any videos. I look at the group, Catholic News Agency. Let's see what they got to say. And this is, you know, a lot of the churches are taking note, you know, that they're being careful, because this is, you know, these people are, they hate us, you know, that's for sure. Is this the video? I'm just trying to watch it. It looks like a picture. Maybe it's way down here. Okay. And so here we've got Jane's Revenge vandals defacing. New video footage shows the 4 vandals who wrote Jane's Revenge on the Archdiocese pro-life pregnancy center in Hollywood, Florida. And so this is the thing. These people claim that they, oh, well, if you would just support government things that actually help people in those situations, you know, then that would actually be good. No, there's Christians, whether they're Protestants, Catholic, Orthodox, whatever, when it comes to this issue, everybody's unified on, and there are tons of organizations out there to help people and to help them if they need to either put the baby up for adoption, or if they need help getting a job, or if they need help getting a house. There is absolutely organizations, and they do amazing work. And I know we've got them here, and I'm sure we've got them in other places. But yeah, you know, honestly, maybe I'll put an organization down in the chat that I know of, for anybody out there who hears this and might want to donate, because I know of a good one. But it's just crazy. They go out and then they actually attack the people that are actually doing stuff to help people that are in those situations. It's just ridiculous. There's no sound, so it's going to be a real quiet one here. So in that case, I'll break it down. We've got these androgynous types walking up. Oh my gosh, look how fat that guy is. They all look like they don't even look like thugs or like criminals. They just look like stupid. I mean, this guy weighs like 75 pounds and this guy weighs like, oh wait, that's a girl. Oh my gosh. Forgive me, I misgendered. That's actually a girl for sure. I thought it was a guy. Now they're tagging the school, or no, they're tagging the archdiocese here. So yeah. It's just, yeah, we're gonna go tag them, you know. What does it say? Jane was Roe? What does it say? Oh, it says the words Jane was here. Wow, these people, man. Jane was here. So yeah, Jane Roe. They love to talk about Jane Roe, right? Like she's so freaking, that's not even her name. The woman did not even go by that, you know, just like this video said earlier when we watched that. We know this is all nonsense here. All right, let's see here. Let's watch this one. These stories are coming out like crazy. This is on a side subject real quick. So yeah, I'm gonna cover this real quick and then we'll get back to the main topic there. But we've been seeing a lot of this. I don't think I'll even show the whole video. But we've got Olympic swimmer rescued by coach after fainting during World Championship. This kind of stuff's happening. A faint is actually the least bad story I've heard. But I mean, Sergio Aguero from Manchester City, his career's over, dude. I mean, I know Americans don't really know much about soccer, but that's the equivalent if, the difference is Tom Brady's actually just a Satanist with a dad bod. Aguero's actually an athlete. Aguero, it's like Tom Brady, I guess. I hate to say it. It's like Patrick Mahomes or something, like just dropping over and having heart problems and his career being over. People will be like, wait, what happened? But nobody cares because it's Sergio Aguero. But here we go. Let's watch this.
Tonight, the harrowing moments in a pool for an American swimmer who passed out but is alive thanks to quick action from her coach. Miguel Almaguer spoke with them both in an exclusive interview.
States of America, Anita Alvarez. It was another stunning performance for American artistic swimmer Anita Alvarez, who drew cheers from the crowd and a smile from her coach, until a wave of concern washed across the World Aquatics Championship in Budapest, Hungary.
Yeah, and I didn't even know, this is speaking of ESPN 8, the Ocho, right? So now we're going to have transgender swimming, but they only have artistic swimming. It's just like, what is this? We have the gay Navy, we have the artistic swimming, we have the, Ocho Olympics. It's crazy. I actually watched dodgeball recently. This video, Joe Biden walking away from the economy after only 18 months in office. I don't want to play too much of that. I don't know what kind of copyright stuff goes with that. That would suck. But yeah. Here we got another taxpayer expressing their feelings about Joe Biden. We got the F Joe Biden crop circles now. Yeah. I don't know why it's because I typed in Joe Biden. Everything is just about how Joe Biden's terrible. Like everybody knows it. It's not usually, there'd be a back and forth, but nobody even pretends that. That's why leftists love Joe Biden. It doesn't matter who the president is, It's just strategy. Just have some dumbass in there. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm not just going to scroll through Twitter. So yeah, I think that's really all I've got for right now. You know what I'm going to do is I am going to play a song, close it out. There was only one more story here. I did have this. This was kind of interesting out in Florida. What county was that? Polk County. I wish that sheriff was my sheriff. They arrested 12 child predators, and what would an operation be without a Disney employee? We always have a Disney employee. That's what he said. That's a quote. What would an operation be without a Disney employee? We always have a Disney employee. There's always somebody working. That's why I say don't go to Disney World. Do not ever go to Disney World. Seriously. It's a technocratic freaking garbage, just New World Order experience. And then they even have perverts working there. So it's like, I know what they'll say. Oh, there's perverts there. There's perverts there. It's like, yes, but come on. Like, I can promise you there's more perverts working at Disney than, Home Depot or something. Like, it's just, it's the perfect place for them. But, all right. I hope everyone's having a good one. Let's see what we're going to play, though. Let's share that sound. Hopefully it comes out good. I don't know what song to play tonight. There's a lot of different choices here. I kind of made one that was, I don't remember this one. This one might be really bad. So I'm kind of scared to play it. Like embarrassingly bad. But you know what? I say we gamble on it because I'm working on some more outro music right now, and it's just not ready yet. So this is actually another project that was made years ago at this point. And this was, no, I don't even want to play it. It's just, I'll have to listen to it. Maybe I'll play it next time. What else we got here? We'll just do this song. Nah, screw it. We're going to do it. We're going to chance it. Sure, it'll be good. Dang, that was actually sick. I haven't heard that in so long. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. You know what? Actually, I've been trying to plan up a stream. I kind of want to cover, these crazy, we're talking about the Google cult earlier, but these crazy psychedelic festivals that go on, and I really want to cover, and I don't know if there'll ever be one again, but that Astroworld Fest that happened right here. And, me and my friends, we've been talking about Astroworld Fest for years, knowing it was terrible, and then this thing happened last year with seriously, the number of deaths was more than what they said, 1,000%. The hospitals and the medical center were told that it was an emergency mass death scenario, is what they were notified. And you know I have it on good authority that the hospitals on the other side of the inner loop, so on the opposite end of the festival, were also getting packed with injuries and actually dead bodies. And the people that were there were saying that there was tons of dead bodies, you know, like the people. Do y'all remember that? All the people that came out and were saying, what they dealt with at Astroworld Fest. It's crazy. I wonder if I can pull any of those up real quick. You know? Yeah, I mean, this is crazy stuff, dude. Freaking, I've known this guy was a big time Satanist. I mean, Mr. Tavistock, Travis Scott, he really, it's just absolutely insane what these characters they give you. It's just so obvious that they're characters, and he's just a real satanic guy. And there's actually just people everywhere in the videos too. Absolutely disturbing. I'm not even going to get into it. I mean, I see these videos and I just don't feel like it. This video says demons spotted at Travis Scott concert. You know what? I'm going to show this one because, sometimes that you can get some crazy footage actually of, these kind of things. And of course there was a demon. I didn't have to see the demon to know there's freaking, I can feel the demon when I watch those videos. This guy's talking about a demon. This is just Mitchell Reacts. All right, let's go back. I'm going to give Mitchell here the floor. I'm going to let him tell us a little bit. I guess the video is kind of short. I got a little impatient on it. I'll give Mitchell his plug here. All right, this is Mitchell Reacts, guys. Let's see how he is.
Okay, so the other day I reacted to that one clip where it looked like there was like a demon walking around up above Travis, and so many people believe it's real. People believe this concert was a ritual, you name it. Well, I had quite a bit of people tell me to check it.
Well, of course it was a ritual. I don't need to see the literal demon to know it's a ritual. I mean, you can just sense these things. These aren't even things these are just obvious, but let's see. I'm just chiming in for no reason here. Let's see.
New footage where I guess there's like a demon in the crowd. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Oh, what the was that?
Come on.
What? Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Bro, it has arms. Look, it has
arms. That is kind of weird.
Look at. You can see the arms. And then look, it just lands in the crowd and goes through like everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now that I don't know how to justify. I don't think that's edited. I mean, it
well,
could be, somebody could have just edited that in.
The church knows how to justify it. I guess we know that. All right, let's see here.
I don't know. It literally looks like it like expands its arms and just lands on people, but like vanishes. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. You guys think it could be a demon? Maybe it's edited. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been edited, but at the same time, I mean, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was a freaking demon in the crowd. I mean, did I once again not share the screen, really? Are you kidding me? Well, I'm not going to show it again. Honestly, you didn't miss much. It was stupid. But this one I will share the screen for. Let's go ahead and do that this time for real. Let's watch one more of these Travis Scott things. Yeah, it's probably going to be another ad.
Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the show! Stop the show!
You said this is make some motherfucking noise real quick, man.
Stop the show!
Everybody's cell phone flash. There's a guy. Cell phone flash. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, you can hear the guy in the crowd. 5 songs. There's a guy dying back there. There's a guy dying back there. 5 songs ago, he fell over, and they're still not stopping the show. And then y'all remember there was like a million clips of other artists that I'm not saying those people are great, but shit, they had one guy collapse and they freaking stopped their show. You know, like a lot of artists would not just like one, like somebody needs to get out for medical reasons. Like they're like, it's not something to go on. Travis Scott is a Satanist, and I knew he was a Satanist before I ever heard a song because Netflix made a documentary in which they said the greatest artist of our generation is how they plugged him on Netflix. And I had never heard of his name in my life. I was like, oh, who else did I remember? The Beatles. That's what they say about the Beatles. Absolute garbage, satanic filth. Beatles are way better than Travis Scott. I give them that. I give them that. They're, you know, they're better than that. But Travis Scott, dude, that is garbage. And so many of the kids that went were totally. Oh wait, there's more clips. Cool, cool. How it started off. Well, and see, what people don't realize is this has been going on for years in Houston. I think it was the 3rd year of the festival, and the first few years, it would every single time they would have the people line up for Astroworld Fest. They would always break down the barricades and get in. And then, you know, what's crazy is that people let their 13-year-olds go, and it's like a bunch of like young adults and 13-year-olds, and they are just complete lunatics. I mean, they're like goblins. It's freaking crazy. I mean, what goes on there. And then, but there's a bunch of normal people that go because they just don't realize. I mean, a lot of people went and their eyes were open spiritually by it. They were like, this is a satanic thing, not just a, oh, this guy's a dick. No, this guy was trying to kill people, and he should be banned from Houston, and he should go to jail, honestly. I think if he ever shows his face in Houston and Texas again, he should be arrested. I mean, if any normal person had an event that caused the death and allowed, because honestly, after the first death or after the first collapse, he could have stopped the show. People were begging him to, he didn't do it. And this is what you get. You get more and more people. But let's see if there's any other good clips in this. And they're just throwing drinks and shit at each other, and it's like you've got this hellish fire escape in the background. And you know what they're doing is I think they're throwing full beer cans. You know, that'll really hurt somebody. How can you? All right, I gotta pause real quick. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Come on. Wait, stop sharing. Okay, this is how you do it. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I know I was just going over that Astroworld Fest, but that was crazy, you know. But like I said, that techno song made me think I might do a stream about these festivals, you know, see what each one kind of is about. Maybe do a little analysis of each one. I think that could be a good one, a good idea for it, and also cover that one shill account on YouTube where the guy takes all the psychedelics, you know. But we will see. All right. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you next time.